Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to tell you a story not about a man with wealth, fame, or power, but about a man with no friends. Imagine waking up every day knowing that no one is genuinely thinking about you, no one is eagerly waiting to hear your voice, and no one truly understands your struggles. It's a quiet pain, isn't it? One that's easy to hide but hard to endure. Humans are wired for connection. From the moment we're born, we seek to be seen, heard, and understood. Friendship isn't just a nice to have, it's essential to our mental and emotional health. Studies show that loneliness has the same impact on mortality as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. A man with no friends isn't just alone, he's at risk. But let me ask you, why does this happen? Why do some people find themselves without true companions? Often it's because they've built walls instead of bridges. We've been taught to shield ourselves from vulnerability, to show strength in solitude. But here's the truth: authenticity, not invincibility, is the foundation of friendship. We live in a world where we're constantly connected. We have hundreds of followers, countless connections, and yet some of us can't name one person we'd call at 2 a.m. This is the paradox of modern isolation, surrounded, yet profoundly alone. And the cost? It's immense. Without friends, life's burdens feel heavier. Challenges are faced in isolation, and victories lose their meaning because there's no one to celebrate with. A man with no friends carries the weight of the world on his own. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to stay this way. Friendship isn't about finding the perfect person, it's about showing up, reaching out, and being open. It's about starting small: a shared laugh, a kind word, a simple "how are you?" That truly means it. These are the seeds of connection. And when friendship takes root, it creates a ripple effect. A single meaningful bond can transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. The support, understanding, and joy you experience inspire you to offer the same to others. Friendship is not just a relationship, it's a revolution. So if you find yourself as that man with no friends, know this: you are not alone in your loneliness. There's a world waiting for your courage, your kindness, and your willingness to connect. Break the silence. Break the cycle. Build the bridge. Thank you. Humans are inherently social creatures, hardwired to connect, communicate, and build relationships. This innate need for connection is as fundamental as the need for food or shelter. From the earliest moments of life, we seek attachment, first to our caregivers, and then to the communities around us. Friendships, in particular, serve as a cornerstone of this social connection, offering us a sense of belonging, understanding, and support. A life devoid of these bonds, however, becomes an echo chamber of isolation, affecting not only our emotional well-being, but also our physical health. The absence of meaningful relationships can leave a void that manifests in profound ways. Loneliness, though often dismissed as a fleeting emotion, is far more than a temporary state of mind. Studies have consistently shown that chronic loneliness can lead to a range of health issues, including increased blood pressure, weakened immune function, and a higher risk of heart disease. On an emotional level, it fosters feelings of inadequacy, depression, and anxiety. When a man has no friends, it's not just about the absence of shared laughter or camaraderie. It's about the erosion of a crucial support system that keeps the human spirit resilient. Friendship fulfills a vital role that no other relationship can completely replicate. Unlike familial ties, which often come with obligations and expectations, friendships are chosen connections. They are based on mutual respect, shared experiences, and the simple joy of spending time together. These relationships provide a safe space to express thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment. Friends celebrate your victories, grieve your losses, and remind you that you are not alone, no matter how tough life gets. Without these connections, an individual can feel adrift, untethered from the shared human experience. The importance of connection extends beyond emotional health. Neuroscience has revealed that social interactions activate the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and other feel-good chemicals. This is why a heartfelt conversation or a simple act of kindness from a friend can instantly uplift our mood. Conversely, the absence of such interactions can trigger the brain's stress response, leading to chronic feelings of threat and discomfort. Over time, this stress accumulates, impacting cognitive function, decision-making, and overall well-being. A man with no friends often finds himself in a self-reinforcing cycle. The lack of social ties can lead to feelings of worthlessness or inadequacy, which in turn make it harder to reach out and form new connections. This isolation can become a self-imposed prison where the fear of rejection or failure keeps the walls intact. Yet, the human need for connection remains, creating an internal conflict that erodes self-esteem and resilience. The broader implications of this disconnection extend to society as well. When individuals are isolated, communities become fragmented. The empathy and compassion that grow through friendships contribute to a more cohesive and supportive society. Without these bonds, we risk fostering a culture of indifference, where people are less inclined to care for one another. Friendship, therefore, is not just a personal necessity, it is a social imperative. It is through connection that we thrive individually and collectively. True friendships are built on a foundation of vulnerability and authenticity. In a world where strength is often equated with emotional stoicism and self-reliance, the idea of opening up to another person can feel risky. However, it is precisely this willingness to be seen as we truly are flaws, fears, and all that creates the deep bonds we crave. A man without friends is often someone who has either chosen or been forced by circumstances to build walls instead of bridges. These walls, meant to protect, can paradoxically become barriers to the very connection that makes life meaningful. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the courage to admit that we are human, imperfect, and in need of others. Yet, so many of us resist this. We wear masks to appear stronger, more successful, or more in control than we actually feel. This facade might protect us from immediate rejection, but it also keeps us at arm's length from real intimacy. Friendship requires a degree of risk, the risk that someone might not understand us, that they might judge us, or that they might walk away. But it is precisely in taking this risk that we create the possibility for connection. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we send a powerful message: I trust you with my truth. This act invites others to do the same, creating a space where both parties feel seen and valued. It is in these moments of shared humanity, admitting a fear, sharing a joy, or even confessing a mistake, that friendships are born. Without vulnerability, relationships remain superficial, unable to withstand the tests of time and adversity. A man without friends might not always lack opportunities for connection. Rather, he may lack the willingness or ability to let down his guard. This could stem from past experiences, betrayals, rejections, or situations where trust was broken. Such experiences can make vulnerability feel unsafe, leading to a protective stance of emotional self-reliance. Over time, this can become a habit, a way of life that feels secure but is ultimately isolating. Authenticity is the twin pillar to vulnerability. To be authentic is to show up as one's true self, without pretense or exaggeration. It is a commitment to being real, even when it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. Authenticity is magnetic; it draws people in, because it resonates with our shared desire for truth. Inauthenticity, on the other hand, creates distance. People sense when someone is not being genuine, and it erodes trust before it can even take root. In the absence of vulnerability and authenticity, relationships remain transactional and surface level. These connections might fill the void temporarily, but they lack the depth and resilience that true friendship provides. A man with no friends is often someone who has not been given, or has not allowed himself the opportunity to embrace these qualities. While vulnerability can feel like a risk, and authenticity can feel like an act of defiance in a world of appearances, they are the keys to unlocking the rich, meaningful connections that give life its purpose and joy. In today's hyper-connected world, we find ourselves in a paradoxical situation, surrounded by technology that facilitates communication, yet experiencing an unprecedented sense of isolation. Social media, instant messaging, and virtual platforms promise constant connectivity, but for many, these tools have replaced rather than supplemented the depth of real human interaction. The man with no friends often exists not in physical isolation, but in the hollow realm of digital interaction, a space where connections are shallow and fleeting, leaving behind an ache for something more genuine. The issue lies in the quality of our interactions, not their quantity. A person might have thousands of followers or contacts, yet none of these connections provide the emotional support or understanding that a true friendship offers. Digital platforms are excellent for sharing information, expressing opinions, or staying updated on others' lives, but they lack the intimacy of a face-to-face conversation or the warmth of shared silence with a trusted friend. This disconnection stems from the inherent limitations of virtual communication. Emojis cannot replicate the nuance of a friend's comforting tone, and likes or comments fall far short of a heartfelt "I'm here for you." The pervasive influence of technology has also altered how we approach relationships. We live in a time of curated identities where people present idealized versions of themselves online. This creates an environment where vulnerability, the cornerstone of genuine connection, is often avoided. The pressure to appear flawless or perpetually happy discourages authentic expression, making it difficult to forge meaningful bonds. For the man with no friends, this world of surface-level interaction becomes a stark reminder of what he lacks: not acquaintances or contacts, but real, deep, and honest connections. Technology has contributed to a culture of convenience in relationships. With a swipe, click, or tap, we can engage in conversations or disengage without consequence. While this accessibility has its benefits, it has also diminished the value we place on effort in building and maintaining friendships. Real connections require time, patience, and a willingness to navigate the complexities of human relationships, qualities that cannot be replaced by instant gratification. For someone already struggling with loneliness, this culture of convenience can make forming friendships feel like an insurmountable challenge. The broader social landscape also plays a role in this isolation. As modern life becomes increasingly fast-paced and achievement-oriented, the time and energy available for nurturing relationships often diminish. Work, responsibilities, and the constant pursuit of personal goals can push friendship to the periphery, leaving individuals feeling disconnected despite their busy schedules. This environment disproportionately affects those who may already be struggling with self-esteem or social anxiety, as it creates fewer opportunities for organic, meaningful interactions. The man with no friends is not just a victim of circumstance, but a reflection of the broader societal trends that prioritize efficiency over empathy and visibility over vulnerability. The tools meant to bring us closer have, in many ways, highlighted the gap between superficial connections and the profound relationships that truly enrich our lives. Recognizing this paradox is the first step toward addressing the loneliness it perpetuates. A man with no friends lives a life weighed down by the burdens he must carry alone. Without the bonds of friendship, challenges grow heavier, joys become fleeting, and the richness of shared human experience fades into solitude. Friendship is not just a social nicety, it is a vital element of resilience, a buffer against the hardships of life, and a source of profound fulfillment. Its absence leaves a void that is difficult to fill, one that can impact every aspect of a person's life. When faced with difficulties, friends provide support that can make the unbearable seem manageable. They offer perspective in moments of confusion, encouragement in times of doubt, and solace when the weight of the world feels crushing. A man without friends, however, faces these struggles in isolation. He becomes his own sole source of comfort and problem solving, a role that is both exhausting and incomplete. Without someone to lean on, the inevitable challenges of life, be they emotional, financial, or personal, can spiral into overwhelming crises. The absence of friends amplifies these struggles, making them not just harder but lonelier. Friendship also amplifies life's joys. Celebrating achievements, sharing laughter, or even enjoying quiet companionship brings depth and meaning to our experiences. These shared moments create memories and strengthen bonds, reminding us that happiness is often magnified when it is experienced together. For a man with no friends, even significant accomplishments can feel hollow. There is no one to share in his victories or to acknowledge his progress. This lack of shared joy can make success feel incomplete and, over time, lead to a sense of disconnection from the very fabric of life. The absence of friends also limits opportunities for personal growth. Friendships challenge us to be better, offering constructive feedback, exposing us to new perspectives, and encouraging us to step outside our comfort zones. In meaningful relationships, we learn the value of compromise, empathy, and patience. A man with no friends misses out on these transformative experiences, potentially stunting his emotional and social development. Without the mirror of friendship reflecting back who we are and who we could become, personal growth becomes a much harder and lonelier journey. On a deeper level, friendship fulfills a fundamental human need to belong. It anchors us to our communities and reminds us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Without friends, this sense of belonging erodes, leading to feelings of alienation and insignificance. These emotions can foster a cycle of withdrawal, where loneliness feeds into isolation, making it even harder to reach out and form new connections. Over time, this isolation can take a toll on mental health, increasing the risk of depression and anxiety. The cost of solitude is not just the absence of companionship, it is the cumulative weight of a life lived without the support, joy, and growth that friendships bring. A man with no friends is not only deprived of the richness of connection, but also bears a burden that no one should have to carry alone. Friendship lightens our load, enriches our journey, and reminds us that we are never truly alone in the world. Rebuilding connections is a journey that requires courage, patience, and intentional effort, but it is a journey worth taking. A man with no friends may feel trapped in a cycle of loneliness, yet the path to meaningful relationships is always open, regardless of age, circumstances, or past experiences. The first step in breaking this cycle is recognizing that connection is a fundamental human need, not a luxury or indulgence. It is essential for emotional well-being, personal growth, and a sense of purpose. From this recognition comes the resolve to reach out, even if the process feels daunting or unfamiliar. Rebuilding connections often starts with small, deliberate actions. A simple hello to a neighbor, engaging in a brief conversation with a colleague, or joining a group centered around a shared interest can serve as the foundation for new relationships. These initial interactions might seem insignificant, but they are critical in breaking the inertia of isolation. Every meaningful connection starts as a small moment of engagement, a first step toward building trust and mutual understanding. One of the most significant barriers to rebuilding connections is fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, or fear of appearing needy. These fears are valid but must be confronted to move forward. Vulnerability, while uncomfortable, is essential in forming authentic bonds. Opening up about thoughts, feelings, and experiences allows others to see the real person behind creating the opportunity for genuine connection. It is through vulnerability that we invite trust and understanding into our relationships, transforming casual acquaintances into true friends. Rebuilding connections also requires an active shift in perspective. It's important to approach others with empathy and genuine curiosity, focusing on understanding their stories, interests, and struggles. Too often, loneliness narrows our focus inward, amplifying feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. By redirecting attention outward and cultivating an attitude of kindness and interest, we create opportunities for deeper interaction. Listening attentively and showing genuine care can make others feel valued and appreciated, strengthening the foundation for lasting relationships. Equally important is consistency and effort. Friendships do not develop overnight, they are cultivated over time through shared experiences, regular communication, and mutual support. It's not enough to initiate contact once and hope for a connection to flourish. Regularly reaching out, checking in, and being present in moments of need are all integral to building trust and fostering closeness. Consistency signals commitment, showing others that they matter and that the relationship is worth investing in. For a man with no friends, rebuilding connections may also involve stepping out of comfort zones. Joining clubs, attending social events, or participating in community activities can open doors to new relationships. While these situations might initially feel uncomfortable, they provide a fertile ground for meeting like-minded individuals. The key is to be open to new experiences and to approach each interaction with a mindset of possibility rather than expectation. It's important to remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Not every effort will lead to a lasting friendship, and that's okay. What matters is the willingness to try, to persist, and to believe in the potential for connection. Rebuilding relationships is not just about filling a void, it's about enriching life with the joy, support, and growth that come from meaningful bonds. The ripple effect of friendship is profound, extending far beyond the individuals involved in the relationship. True friendship has the power to transform not just the lives of the people directly connected, but also the wider circles of influence that surround them. When two people share a deep and meaningful bond, the positivity, support, and empathy that flow between them create a chain reaction, spreading these qualities into their families, communities, and beyond. Friendship, in its essence, is a force that builds bridges, fosters understanding, and cultivates a spirit of kindness and collaboration. A genuine friendship starts with shared trust, care, and mutual respect. This foundation creates a safe space for both individuals to express themselves, to be seen and heard without fear of judgment. This mutual empowerment encourages personal growth, allowing friends to navigate challenges, celebrate achievements, and face uncertainties together. When someone feels supported and valued within a friendship, it bolsters their confidence and emotional resilience, equipping them to approach the world with a more open and compassionate heart. The positivity generated within a friendship naturally spills over into other areas of life. A person who feels understood and cared for in their friendships often exhibits greater patience, empathy, and kindness in their interactions with others. This might manifest in more supportive family dynamics, better workplace relationships, or even random acts of kindness towards strangers. The emotional security and happiness derived from a meaningful friendship inspire behaviors that reinforce connection and collaboration in other settings. The ripple effect of friendship extends to the communities in which these bonds exist. When people cultivate meaningful connections, they contribute to a more supportive and cohesive environment. A single act of kindness or a moment of understanding within a friendship can inspire similar behavior in others, creating a culture of mutual care. Over time, these small ripples can transform communities, fostering a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Friendships also have a way of inspiring others to seek and nurture their own connections. Witnessing the joy and support that friendship brings can encourage those who might feel isolated or disconnected to reach out and forge bonds of their own. This ripple effect is particularly powerful in today's world, where many people struggle with loneliness despite living in densely populated areas or being digitally connected. The example set by authentic friendships reminds us of the value of real, meaningful interactions and the importance of prioritizing relationships in our busy lives. At a societal level, the ripple effect of friendship contributes to the collective good. Strong, supportive relationships reduce the strain on mental health systems, increase civic engagement, and promote a sense of shared responsibility. When individuals feel connected and supported, they are more likely to give back to their communities, volunteer their time, or lend a helping hand to those in need. The bonds formed within friendships create networks of care that uplift not only the individuals involved, but also the broader society. The transformative power of friendship lies in its ability to touch lives far beyond its immediate scope. It reminds us of our shared humanity, encourages us to be better for one another, and fosters a cycle of kindness and growth that has no limits. True friendship is not just a personal gift, it is a force for change that has the potential to make the world a more compassionate and connected place. In a world that often prioritizes individual success over shared connection, it's vital to remember the profound importance of friendship in shaping our lives. A man with no friends is not simply lacking companionship, he is missing out on the strength, joy, and growth that come from genuine human bonds. Friendship is more than a comfort, it is a cornerstone of resilience, an antidote to loneliness, and a source of purpose and fulfillment. The journey toward meaningful connections is not without challenges. It requires vulnerability, authenticity, and consistent effort. It demands that we confront our fears, step outside our comfort zones, and embrace the messy beauty of human relationships. But the rewards are immeasurable. True friendships enrich our lives, ease our burdens, and remind us that we are never alone in facing the trials of existence. And beyond the personal, the ripple effect of friendship touches families, communities, and society as a whole. It fosters empathy, builds bridges, and creates a culture of kindness and belonging. In connecting deeply with one another, we don't just transform our own lives, we contribute to a world where compassion and support become the norm. So let us prioritize connection. Let us value the friendships we have, nurture the ones we seek, and extend a hand to those who may feel unseen. In doing so, we fulfill a fundamental human need and build a legacy of love, understanding, and shared humanity. Because in the end, the quality of our relationships defines the quality of our lives. Friendship is not just a choice, it is a lifeline, a gift, and a force for good that has the power to change everything.